What's up, guys? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, back at you tonight. We're still on Possum Kingdom Lake, but now we're on video number 2 for the Navionics side. So this is where we go out and really look at all the contours of the lake and see where the high percentage areas are to catch the bass. So stick around. I know we got some good stuff for you. Let's go. If you missed the last video, we started at the dam, and what we did is we pretty much just took the whole lake in chunks. So I just worked my way up this bank line. I went back to these coves, kept working my way all the way up in here, got all the way up to where it says Bug Beach. So right here at Bug Beach, this is where we ended last time, right here on this little flat top. That's where we ended at, and that's where we're going to start at today, and we're going to work our way on down. So you guys remember last time I cheated a little bit, I guess, and I came out here to these little points and I told you about launching at Bug Beach and just coming straight across. Definitely a good area there for you guys to check out. So let's keep moving on down. As we get a little bit further down here, there's not much on this side that I'm seeing on the north side, but definitely right here on the southern side, this looks really good right here in this area. One, you've got flooded timber that's up here on the top of this flat, so really like that. That looks really good. Definitely a good place for them to feed. But if you look a little bit further over, just to the west of that, you'll also see that there's 2 different brush piles here as well from Texas Park and Wildlife. And again, we've got these out on our cards and on the KML file. So we imported all this in, so you'll have it. I'll try to show it to you at the end of the video so you guys can see it this time and see all the different offshore spots that have been marked out there. But we've got a couple piles that are right there. Plus you've got a road bed. You can see that road bed's right here. You can kind of move up and down and see where the road bed is. So definitely a good place to look. Now, as we move further down here, one spot that I want you to look at, and this would probably be more crappie fishermen, but you guys know you guys heard me say it 1,000 times. If there's crappie there, more than likely you're going to be able to find bass there. But there is another pile that's back in here as well. And this one isn't really around any contours, no big point or anything like that it's around. It's basically just out here right in the middle of this cove. So go check that one out. Again, watching these road beds, you want to pay close attention to those. But as you get over here off the edge of this point looks really good too, nice and shallow. But as we get over here off the edge of it, way up here, let me scoot this back down and show you right here. Well, maybe right there where I'm clicking, that is going to be more Texas Park and Wildlife brush piles or fish attractors. I guess I shouldn't always say brush piles. A lot of times they're those PVC attractors, but they accomplish basically the same thing. So you've got 2 more right here off this point. So definitely go and check out that point. That whole point looks good right in there, and especially the fact it's got flooded timber and it's got the nice flat feeding table right here on the top. It just all looks really, really good. So moving on down, just looking to see if we see anything else that pops out to me. Not seeing too much in here. Now there are 2 more brush piles right here, or 2 more Texas Park and Wildlife things, it looks like. One right there and one right here. It's just really hard to see them. Now I don't know if I remember seeing those there or not. There's 2 more there, and then now that I pull back and look, it looks like there's 3 more right here on this side, and they're hard to see. I can't zoom in anymore, but there's one right here. There's one right here. Then there's another one right here as well. So that's 3, 4, 5 different fish attractor sites right there in that area. So definitely go look at those sites, especially if you're a crappie fisherman. That's going to be right here off of this point. And that's also going to be back here, right here in this little cove area, right here in this area right here. All right, so I'm going to keep moving down, just looking to see if I see anything that looks juicy, possibly right here off the edge of this dock. It's got a pretty good ledge that drops off, so that could be a good area to take a look at. We're going to keep moving down, see if there's anything else that looks maybe a little bit better than that. You want to look at these little points that are down here, right? So if we get down here, we see that there's a lot of contour action going on, but right here, notice it's 5 feet right here at the top, and then it makes a major drop right in that area. So basically, basically what you're looking at is you got 5 feet right here, and then you're dropping off down to there. So that looks really, really good. any of this stuff right in here. Nice flat top or shallow top, do a really big drop off. This dock right here could be a really good dock to be fishing around as well, so go check those out. Sure, these guys love it when I point out their dock on the videos. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. You put your dock in a perfect spot, so congratulations. All right, so then we're going to keep moving down. Not seeing too much in here from an offshore standpoint that I can really say gets me excited, except for right here. You guys know anytime those things make those big swings or the big bends, always like to look right in that area. And I really like this area right here. It looks like it's got a pretty good little drop going on right around where that creek bed swings up against it. Moving over in here, I would like this point a little better. I mean, I guess I like it because it's a point. It's a main lake point, so I do like it. But I would like it a lot better if it was a little bit shallower. It looks like it's pretty deep out there. Not sure how deep that says. I think it says 67 feet, something like that. That's crazy. But maybe I'd be fishing more up in here between 15 to 30 feet. But this is a totally different lake, and I have not fished deep lakes in probably almost a decade now. So, I mean, not fished them consistently. I've gone up and fished the home lakes and stuff like that, but I haven't fished the deep lakes in a while. So maybe now with the electronics I have and things like that, I might venture a little bit further out than that depth. But the depths that we have here in North Texas, I don't have to worry about that. Unless I go over here to Possum Kingdom someday. All right, so I keep moving down. Like all this nice depth on this side. Let's move over here to the other side, so make sure we don't miss anything, because we just came down from all those docks. Let's scoot back a little bit, because we started at Bud Beach, and let's just go down this side and make sure we didn't miss anything. So this little point's got some possibilities right in here. Nice little shallow top right there, comes down. It's got a pretty decent break coming off this side. So right there in that area, or possibly right here in this area, right against that bank line, you got some pretty good depth right there, pretty good drop. Other than that, not seeing too much. Maybe coming out here, right here off the edge of the tip edge of that point. It's about 17, 18 feet, and then it just plummets. So maybe right off the edge of that point could be a really good spot as well. As we move further down here, these little spots in here look good, and I would like them a lot better if they were shallower, but definitely want to look at those. You've also got a road bed that's back in here that runs all the way up. You can see it kind of running up through here. The road bed doesn't interest me as much as this spot right here does. This spot right here definitely gets my attention. It's someplace I would go take a look at and see if there's anything going on out there. You got the nice big break in that area, breaking down. And then you've also got the road bed that's right there too. So nice hump and the road bed, all that stuff going together. It looks really good. So let's move back a little bit, make sure we don't get lost. So now we've made across this turn. Let's go ahead and just work our way. I'll just stay down here for a while, and then we'll come up here and we'll talk about this middle section. So let's go right in here, and let's follow this little creek bed back and see if we can find anything that looks of interest to us. And the first thing that I'm seeing right here is there's actually 3 different Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors here as well. So we've got one right here. We've got one here as well. And then one right here. So you basically got 3 right around this point. And this point looks pretty good too. It looks like a pretty good shallow point, tapering point that comes out pretty far, main lake, gets really close to a creek bed. Got some submerged culverts out there. So all that area looks pretty good. And then if we switch over here just to the south and west of that, there's 5 more. It looks like brush piles right in this area. So you got one right here. You got another one right here. Another one here. You got 2 more just outside of this dock right in here. One there and one there. And then you've got 3 that are around this little secondary point. One here, and one here. So definitely go and look at those, and also pay attention to these road beds that are back here, right? These road beds that are up here, right in this area. You definitely want to go check out those road beds. In fact, there's a little fish attractor thing right here off the edge of that. Maybe not fish attractor, but someone put an icon out there using the Navionics mobile app to say that was a good area to be fishing. So definitely something to go check out. All right, as we move further down here, sort of like that point, not too exciting. right in here must be just a crazy bunch of brush piles or something going on. I'm seeing a lot of different like little fish attractor spots right in this spot. So definitely go look right here. It's got its own little point. It's probably the sharpest little mild point that's on that bank line, but this is the sharpest one that it has. And right outside of there, you guys probably can't see it, but I'm seeing a lot of those different little fish icons again. All right, as we move down here, I'm going to back out because now we're getting about 7 foot of water, and I don't really think that's offshore anymore, at least not in this area, not for this lake. All right, so then we're going to move over here off to this point and see if there's anything juicy going on this point. Maybe, fishing around this point, but if I was fishing around this point, I'd probably start right here, just right here where this little cover is. This looks like a dock or something. I'd probably start right there and maybe just fish around it, but maybe stay off the edge a little bit, stay a little bit further back where these breaks are. And so that way, when you get to say right in here, now you're fishing off this little flat that's right here, 7 foot. And then you got that break that goes pretty far down. So stay a little bit further away and that'll keep you on that right contour line. All right, so then moving down here, lots of good contours, lots of good breaks, lots of good stuff to look at. It's hard to pick what you'd want to fish here, but if it's me, I'm scrolling down here and looking at a map and trying to pick, 25, 30 different spots for us to go take a look at, I'm probably going to pick this spot for sure. You'll see it right here. So got a nice flat top on this point, got good breaks off each side of it. Looks like there might be some rock back here or something. It says rock hazard, so that's a plus as well. Pretty good break right here as well, coming right off this this wall that's over here. So then you got the little break that's right there, so that could be good. So I would look at that. I would also look right in here, how it gets a lot closer towards the bank line, so you're not having to mess with all that extra water. You're getting really close to the bank line to get that really sharp break. And then, of course, right here where it says flooded timber, marker just keeps moving. Right there where it says flooded timber, money spot. Definitely want to go check it out. Has a nice flat top to it, good breaks on the sides, main lake, creek bed nearby, all good stuff. Definitely go look at that one for sure. I said main lake, but it's not really main lake, but it's on the main, pointing out towards one of the main channels. So as we get down through here, not seeing too much crazy except for right here. That looks really good right there. So if you're looking over here, it's going to be right here on this little flat top, this little point that comes out before you get back into this cove. This area right in here would probably be a really, really good area to take a look at. So then we're going to keep moving back, see if we see anything on this side, and then we'll come back up that other side. Submerged bridge out there again. This one actually looks like a lot better depth. So only 20 something foot of water, definitely worth going out and checking out and fishing. Those submerged bridges can be really, really good to you. And then as we move back here, I'm not going to go too much farther. Let's go ahead and I'm going to point this out right here because I have to. You guys got to go check that spot right there, that little area right there. Also, right here underneath this dock is going to be a primo spot. Then you want to go check this roadbed. Check the roadbed, especially out here around this bridge. That's going to be a good spot for you. And then as we scroll back up, the next spot I'd be hitting up would be right here as well. If you scroll in here, you'll see it. It kind of pops out and it's got a nice little flat top on it to a nice good break. And then you've got a creek channel running really close to it right here. Here's your creek channel. And there's your, there's your flat top. So sorry about that. There's your flat top right there. So as we move further back here, you've also got a pretty good break back in here. You might want to go check this out. This creek bed might actually flow down a little bit harder and cause that turn right there. So definitely go look at that. And then when you're there, you're going to scroll over, or not scroll over, boat over. And then right here, you got a pretty decent little point that comes out, underwater point, pretty good break on it right there in that section right there. All right, so let's keep moving. We're going to move up, see if we see anything in here. Not seeing too much. A little swim area or something. I don't know what's going on there. Nothing crazy from an offshore standpoint until you get to right here. So right here in this area, let me pull this back down, get it center of the screen. Right here in this area, the reason why I really like this spot again is that flat top, right? You've got the flat top, and then it's pretty much tapering on all sides of it. But then if you get over here to the southern side of it, you've got some pretty good sharp breaks that are right here off this edge. So I would go look there. That looks like a really good secondary point. Pre-spawn, post-spawn, that's going to be a really good area to be trying to find some fish. All right, so I'm going to keep scrolling through here, see if I see anything. I'm not seeing too much. Pretty good little points and things in there. I like how that dock's just out in the middle of the cove there. It's pretty cool. But they don't ever have to worry about the lake getting too dry, because if they do, they're going to be, everybody's going to be in trouble, I guess, if the lake gets that dry. So we keep moving down. I'm not seeing anything on this side that's really standing out to me yet. I got a feeling we're going to find something here pretty soon now. All right, so right in this area, as soon as Navy Onyx catches up with me, well, maybe that's just the way that their map is, but right here, you'll notice you've got a little underwater point that comes off, but then right here on the edge of it, you got a really nice flat top. And as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I realize there's some more fish attractors in here. There's one right here, and there's one right here. Now, all of these might not be fish attractors. I'm starting to think that I don't remember that many Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractors being out there. But again, before this video ends, I'm going to switch over and show it to you guys on Google Earth, and we'll see if they're all here. But these are definitely good areas to look. If they're not fish attractors, there could be just personal brush piles that they put out here that's showing up on Navy Onyx. So definitely go and look right in here. I like how that creek bed's there. Just like everything about that looks really good. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out. And again, just looking for things that stick out. And of course, if something's called Bass Island, then pretty much got to fish it. I mean, even if it's not a good island, which pretty much all islands are good islands, you want to go fish it. So come out here and fish the islands right here, Bass Island. You definitely want to fish the outsides of it and everything, but don't be scared to come back here and fish the saddle. The saddle is right here. So this is the spot where it's a little bit deeper right here. It's 18 feet, and everything else is shallower, right? It's 8 feet here, 12 feet here, but 18 feet right here. Don't forget about the saddles when you're fishing those islands, especially when it gets into the cooler months, or if we've had like major temperature changes where the temperatures really dropped or something like that. You definitely want to go look at those areas. All right, so moving over in here. Next thing we're going to look at is we're going to be right in here around this point. This point's got a nice flat top, nice little road bed off the edge of it, good little break. Really like how that one sets up. That one sets up really nice. We've also got a couple more flat tops up here. You got one here and one here as well that you can look at. These are pretty big, right? Pretty broad. You guys heard me talk. I mean, they definitely can be good, and you can catch fish there. To me, it's just a little bit harder to find the fish there because it's so big that it's hard to cover that entire area. But if you can find some cover on those things or anything like that, then you're money, because now you found the flat top and you got some extra cover that's up there. All those things just are going to work in your favor. So check these out. Get up on top of them and scan them if you can, and see if you can find anything up on top. Also right here, same type thing. Go back and show you that right there. It's pretty cool. I figured out this little clicking thing, and it makes it to where you can actually see my mouse. I can't change my mouse for whatever reason. It's not letting me change it. Windows says it's changing it, but it's not changing it. So being able to click that and show you guys what I'm seeing without having to look at that little bitty white mouse, hopefully is helping you guys out. So I'm going to go up here to this corner, and then I'm going to swing back down and finish down here, make sure we didn't miss anything, and then we'll finish at this sandy poor bend. So that looks like a pretty good spot for us to stop the video. So let's move up here and make sure there's not anything that we're missing up here. And then we're going to go over here to the side. Again, we'll stop right here at the sandy beach poor bend. We'll stop right there. But first, we're going to scroll back down to right here where we left off out here on this island, and make sure we didn't miss anything over here by these docks. So right in here, looks like it could have some potential. If we zoom in just a little bit, if it'll let me, yeah, I think it's going to let me zoom in a little bit. Right here, you can see we've got a little bit of a point there. But the nice thing is you've got the main river channel over here, or a river channel. So you definitely could see some fish collecting right here in this area off that point. Another good little point right in here, nice little flat top. Doesn't look like it has too much depth. Come out here and look at those. Those could be good areas to look at for sure. Probably got it marked as the waypoints. Of course, this point coming out here, I don't know if maybe I'm just going to catch up to this right here. This looks excellent. Like main, creek channel out here, river channel, whatever you want to call it. But then you've also got a nice flat top here. You've probably got riprap around the sides of this thing. This whole thing just looks really good. Definitely come in here and check out that point right there. That's probably going to be one of your better spots. Also, there's another attractor site right back here in the back of this cove. So right where I have that mark at, let me click it one more time. If it doesn't like my clicks today, click it one more time and you'll see it there. So the fish attractor being there. And then let's keep moving up. Let's see if we see anything else before we get to that bend where we're going to stop at. I like to dock fish, and if I was looking at docks and we were just going through, and maybe we need to do that someday, just do a map of just primo docks, and we just mark all the docks in the lakes. It sounds like pretty fun. But if I'm looking at a dock and I'm trying to figure out what docks I want to fish, I'm definitely going to fish this dock right here. If my mouse will let me, I'm going to fish that dock right there. And I'm also going to fish this dock right here. And if you're asking me why I'm going to fish those docks, as opposed to the other ones, I would definitely fish them all. But those two docks look the most interesting to me because they're right on the middle of a ledge or a severe break. So those usually tend to be your better docks. So I'm going to keep moving up. Next thing we see right in here is this nice little point. So you definitely want to look at that. Good flat top. A little bit further away from the river channel, but still a really good point to be fishing on. You definitely want to go there and check it out. And then as we move over here, I would probably at least give it a check, would be right in here. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. It doesn't really make that good of a point here, but it has a pretty good break in that area. So maybe go look there. Definitely look around this little boat ramp area. This looks like something's going on right there in that area for sure. This is all blocked off, so we can't get back in there. The edge of that looks decent, but I think I'd skip that one. I'm going to keep moving up. Again, you got a ledge out here that you can look at. Not a huge ledge, but there's a little bit of ledge out there. And then here, I think we're right here at Sandy Beach. So let's stop here. And the next video, what we'll do is we'll pull over here and go to the west side. We'll cover all this side over on that. And then we'll come back out and we'll go main lake. But you can see we've made some pretty good progress. We've covered the whole southern end of the lake. So chop it off from right here and go south. We've covered that whole end. Let's switch over real quick. Let's look at Google Earth and let's talk about all those Texas Park and Wildlife things that we saw and see if they match up to what we were seeing. Here we are. We're back here on the Google Earth side, and I want to show you guys how this all matches up. And as I'm sitting here talking about this and going through the video, it just rang a bell because it has been a little bit since I actually did all these marks. But these offshore spots for Texas Park and Wildlife, I remember them now. They were really, really hard to get. You actually had to go in and key in the actual coordinates. When I tried the KML file and all that and tried to download it, it wouldn't let me import it in, so it was a royal pain. But now I remember, and so I do want to say that I believe them when they said that those fish attractor sites were in those areas. They definitely are. And that's why we were seeing them multiple times, because you've had multiple people add them into Navionics. So where are they? Well, they're basically here. You'll see them on the offshore spots. You can see them all over the place. And then, of course, some of these offshore spots are not those brush piles. I've just got everything listed, or maybe not brush piles. You might know what I'm talking about, the PVC stuff, the fish attractor sites. But some of these are not the fish attractor sites. Some of them are just basically based on hot spots from offshore. You can see here are all the offshore spots that we've been talking about in the last couple of videos. If I pull it back, you'll see those as well. So we've got a lot of different spots here marked for you guys to check out. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully this is helping you guys out. If you're out there fishing on Possum Kingdom, I'm a little bit jealous. I definitely have this lake on my bucket list. I hear it's a great swim bait lake, and I can't wait to get out and fish it. Until next time, guys, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.